Absolutely.
Hello, beloved.
Hey,
How are you?
well, that's good. Truth is, I have no way of measuring. I have no idea how I am. That which I am can't be measured, and that which measures doesn't have a clue.
You don't have a measurement scale then?
That's broken.
Most of us has really strong measuring scale,
Yeah,
very sensitive one.
yeah, and it's a funny thing, that you start to look at it and you go, okay, what is it exactly? It's somehow, conditioning, and it's like it's, it's meaningless in a way. It just, like gives us some sense that we know something, but we don't know anything.
No,
Yeah.
how can we know? We can't.
while I'm remembering. Micah arrives Tuesday and I have to pick her up, so I don't have to, I want to pick her up, so there won't be a meeting on Tuesday night. Oh, Rishi.
I This morning I was waking up with a question. About love and the distinction between this pure, divine Buddha love, what we are, and when two humans come together in an intimate relation. So in my experience from the past, it's a chaotic experience. And the question is, when I have now the opportunity to go into some intimate relating with a woman, what is your guiding to avoid this duality thing?
It's like within that realm, it's like it seems very romantic to say, I love you. But actually, we don't know who I is and we don't know who you is. So there's nothing right about connecting like that or wrong about it. It's just an opportunity to see old ideas and old habits that have troubled man, womankind forever. Just to explore them, because in my view, this is never about getting anywhere. It's just about removing the ideas and habits of attention that have been hiding what's actually here all the time. So it's not about just about being available to see, just gently notice and see. So that question of the distinction between unconditional love and objectifying. I love you. Because usually what happens is we enter into what we call a relationship without even knowing what a relationship is and what is a relationship. It's just like, what is it? It's an idea. And very often, both people involved have very different ideas of what it means.
It's out of fear.
Yeah, and so we make all kinds of agreements to try and be safe, but it doesn't work. So it's a good opportunity just to watch how that plays, what happens. Making promises we can't keep, commitments that we can't keep, lying actually to ourselves and to each other. It's just basically, look, I like company and I like to journey together, and then, but somehow it doesn't stay simple. It just goes into, usually, I would say, making agreements, both spoken and unspoken. Not being authentic, because we have a feeling if we're completely authentic, the other person would run away. Some of the things I've noticed in myself, I don't know, maybe it doesn't happen to other people, but fantastic opportunity
To grow.
just to see. I mean, you cannot, I don't know if it's about growing, it's just, we have these conditioned perspectives, and without seeing how much that affects the experience of being, of just being.
Just be easily together like this.
Yeah, if it's possible, but usually it's not, it goes into wanting and needing and upsets, codependency and all the rest of it. But again, it's a great learning ground.
It's about maybe about to avoid this bigger view.
Yeah, maybe. You see, I mean, but again, like if there's an interest in that, then surely it will happen. And then it's just either there's a gentle noticing and allowing what's been playing unconsciously to become conscious, or we go and take another spin of the wheel. Anyway, it's just how it seems here. Obviously everybody has their own idea. So good luck. Thanks, Rishi.
Thanks.
If anything I said upset anyone, please feel free to explore. But if it resonates for you, great. No, it's okay. Marina,
Hello.
hello.
Hi.
Hi.
I want to relate to that as I'm caught in a very challenging situation with a person, but I love that. I love how you put it, that it's an opportunity to observe, just observe the patterns. Because I realized that there's a certain panic mode. At the moment I'm about to change something, because yesterday I spoke my truth to this person about what doesn't work for me, to call this even a relationship. So I'm really longing to. I remembered how you called it an untangling, I think, at a certain moment, to untangle certain even unspoken commitments that are not like, yeah, they don't bring truth anymore. And I feel there's this longing for liberation. In one hand, liberation, to get wider, get more open, to also be open to experience more satisfying connections. Because when something is not, and I'm not met in joy, it's like, why should I meet even? But I also feel there's a deep sense of safety when you have a connection with someone. You have walked a path together, and that I still cry about this. I'm open to letting this go, to open this up. And it's like a safety net that gets lost, or I feel it. My system
Like that, yeah.
like,
Okay, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So no right, no wrong. Okay. So somehow there's a sense of feeling safe. It's not right, it's not wrong, but we're just inquiring now. So that sense of safety, what's the price you pay for it?
What's the price I pay?
Yeah, you pay for it. I mean, like, if the mafia comes to you and they say, look, we'll keep you safe. You just got to give us money every month. And then you give them money and you say, now I really feel safe. But you don't really feel safe, right? It's yeah. Very often, and maybe it's not true for you, very often, in order to hold on to that structure, we jump over ourselves. We're not authentic anymore.
Yeah.
I was watching an interesting little clip with Zach Bush. He's very knowledgeable about the human nervous system and stuff. And he was saying they were doing measurements about the light that comes off the nervous system. Like when someone feels love, and they could measure it to certain. But when a person was authentic, it was 10 times more that came.
I saw that clip, yeah.
You saw that clip.
Yeah,
Interesting,
I
yeah? It's fantastic, yeah.
Yeah,
So
it's amazing.
I'm just seeing it, it's like, I know, just, again, I'm not saying everyone's like this, I just know in myself how often I've tried to fit myself into my ideas, or ideas of what was needed to maintain something. And, it's like, it's a funny thing that happens. Because when we're not authentic, even when the person says, I love you, there's a knowing, I'm not being authentic. So what they love is an image, they love a projection. And so
exactly.
we never really feel it. We don't, it's like, so it's like,
It's true.
and somehow, you know, there's that, like you described it, as Lisa, the way I heard it was that somehow we make that safety or that idea more important than authenticity of really being,
Yes, exactly.
you know. And so I understand it. It's not wrong. It's not bad. But it's like we just have a chance to look and see, is there a cost to that? Or what is the cost? It's not right, not wrong. Maybe it's worth it. You know, like you think, okay, it's again, you know, it's just, no one can tell you for you. It's just like, okay, here we are.
Mm.
This interest has picked us up. And in this interest, all ideas, everything gets to be explored.
Yeah.
You know, it's like this lover of truth as a lover is, it's like it wants everything, and yet it doesn't, one will not demand if you're not ready. You know, it's okay, next lifetime, whatever, you know, it's not concerned because it knows you're ready that. So it's not concerned, you could say it like that. But what does it take, you know, in a sense, moment by moment by moment, is to be here, not holding on to anything that's not true, not holding on to something false.
Yeah, so actually to hide the authentic reactions takes a lot of energy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You know, there's obviously, to me, the way you're speaking, the inquiry is going deeper. It's not just surface, but so now it's like, wow, how do you explore this? Because everywhere you go, most people believe in relationship and believe in compromise and making commitments, all this stuff. And, you know, it's like if you say, wait, maybe it's worth, and I'm not talking about that there's not a connection or a felt sense of, you know, let's say, honoring an expression. But, you know, so often it's like, I love you, then I hate you. It goes the other side. You know, it's like, it's not unconditional by any means.
Mm.
And it's like, you know, it's like, it goes into the sense of somehow I need you. And then we're already in a codependent story. And, you know, it's, again, not wrong, not bad, but there's a price.
Yeah, I'm really looking for a way to set each other free without
You are
cutting.
both free. You are both free already. That's the fact. There are patterns playing, or there's, you could say, ideas floating around, the whole conditions that are playing, and this is the opportunity that they come into view, they get seen. Not to change them or fix them, but just to explore. Okay, wow, I didn't realize it was there. I didn't realize that I'd stopped being authentic to hold on to something that you can't hold on to. It's like it's
Yeah. But it still feels quite like a thing, you know. It still feels like a breakup, even if underneath we are free and so on. But it still feels like, to articulate it, to speak out something that has been playing underneath, it still feels like.
So let's explore that. So we have an idea of a relationship. Somehow we come into an agreement.
Yeah.
And what an agreement is mentally coming together. That's all it is.
Mm.
So we can make an agreement. We're going to meet tomorrow for coffee. And then something happens and I say, listen, I need to change that agreement. can't make it. Like Tuesday night, I'm not going to hold a meeting. So just, it's no big deal, just a change in agreement.
Yeah.
But when we come to intimate relating, it's like we don't see it so simple. It's like, oh no, then the opposite of holding to this agreement is a breakup, which is another, just a thought, basically. It's like, um,
Yeah, what does it even mean? That's what I'm like,
yeah.
in my head, there's something like, now I will never see this person again. Like, I shut the door. That's my pattern as a child, I was just family, whatever, discussion, war, and I'm smashing the door and disappear and cry for 2 hours in my room and feel like the world is crashing.
Yeah. So here's an opportunity. Look, obviously you've been traveling together and there's some resonance and there's shared experience and whatever. But very often, very different points of view, different interests, lots of things that are different, and like somehow there's like a holding on to this idea at a big expense, like a real big cost of life energy, at least in my experience when I look at it. So other people might see it differently. And there's various reasons why people, rationalize it, or it's like, no, because otherwise I'll die alone, or, it's like either this or break up. There's not, oh, wow, what's actually true here? If we remove the construct, the ideas, what's actually real here? Just moment by moment by moment.
It's I find it so challenging because I'm also very challenged in my professional, like how to earn money situation. Everything at the moment for me is very insecure and not safe. And that's why I also kept holding, because I felt like I cannot even now crash also this, it's too much. But now I feel like I don't, but now it's like I have no resources anymore to keep things up that are not fulfilling anymore. It's like I can't. I better crash, I better really land on my ass on the ground.
But you see, I'd say that's again, it's worth exploring that. I mean, it's like you cannot give up something that's real. Ultimately, what happens is you see something that's been actually causing suffering and pain, and it releases, just like, oh wow, it's just not looking through that perspective anymore. It's not taking another perspective. It's just like, okay, I'm just here. All I truly know is I am. More than that, I don't know. Exactly. I don't know what's going on. I can watch wanting and needing and desiring and all those stuff coming up, but then it's like, okay, do I go with them, or fear coming up? Do I go with it? It's just like, okay, I'm just here. I don't know. I'm interested in meeting this moment as the beloved. Just, this is as God as it gets. This is it. And just watching how conditioning and ideas and old trauma play out. It's like,
and in this, if we are arriving in this, I'm here at the same moment, I feel comes this wish to control the future, to create, for me at the moment, it seems to be safety. I'm feeling unsafe. obviously. I'm just getting aware because I speak to it.
Yeah. And so then just honoring something feels unsafe. Now, is that real? Is that a projection of the mind? What does it mean, unsafe? Here you are in this moment. We don't know what the future is. We just don't know. So that not feeling of safety, it's like, what is it? It's not wrong, it's not bad. It's okay, there's some sense of unsafety. And then usually what happens is our thinking is going to try and help us and try and figure out how can I feel safe? What do I need? And then we're in the loop again. So,
Yeah.
but we're here now. So all we know is here now. Look around. Is there any immediate threat? Right now, just here, this moment, this millisecond. Other than the thought.
I realized that I project fear.
Okay, and so when you say I project it, you notice that there's a projecting happen. Is this you that's doing that? Or is that an unconscious habit?
Yeah, exactly.
So beautifully. So you notice an unconscious habit playing. That habit has troubled you and most people on this planet. Is it worth running with that projection? Good. So you're here now. That's it. This moment. Just here. We don't know what the next moment. We never know. Our thoughts are, just one thought is enough to change our whole chemistry of
Yeah.
yeah. And it's the same for all of us. It's really the same for all of us. But the story I feel unsafe. And is it true? Is it real?
For me, I realized that this connection you invite to, or we have now, this is something that makes me feel safe.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, my issue is that I feel too much isolation, actually. I feel too much alone. So just to be with someone who is open to really for an energetic exchange, then I feel safe. Then everything's
Okay.
well.
So let's, I mean, again, just look, I think there's something so common in the human dimension, you could say, that yet we're here, there's all the trees, there's all the forests, there's all the planets. We're not alone, we're not disconnected at all. That feeling of aloneness or disconnection, again, it's just a habit of attention. It's a certain perspective. And, it's like, it's not right, it's not wrong, it's just like worth exploring because we're here and the whole universe is actually in us. Time, space, matter, energy, everything's appearing here. And yet so we have the capacity to feel alone. Amazing. So it's like a little slight shift of focus of attention, and suddenly, instead of alone, we all one. There's no boundaries. There's just love and beauty, peace. Slight shift of perspective. Afraid, not safe, alone. I mean, it's just, and all it is, it's just a shift of attention.
Yeah, I just wonder if this part in me who wants to play, you know, who wants to meet, or something in me saying it might also be a pattern that my aliveness comes when I'm, you know, in corresponding.
Yeah. So
And
just
of
to
course,
see,
I
just
can
to see,
yeah.
just to see all of that, our ideas, and you know, it's like a way that makes it appear different than it is. We hear in a deep resting, and our attention is relaxed, present. There is no problem. There never is. Slight shift. Difference between heaven and hell is one thought, one little shift of attention, and then we think it's real. But, yeah. It's the same for all of us. It doesn't take much. One little thought. Thank you, Catherine. And we can just check if you go to gallery view for a moment. You can just check if anybody got any value from that exploration. Just so you can see you're exploring, and it's actually generic. It's for all of us. Andrea.
Hey.
Hi. And this thing of coming to the moment, because it's not the way we've been conditioned. It's like we're always, in a certain sense, our attention is running to what looks like the future or to the past. And then we just can just hear, stopping.
Oops. Now the chat showed up.
No worries. And just feeling the flow of information that happens as we rest here. You know, it's the universe, it's information. Everything's just information. We're in this field of information. It's everywhere. Wow.
Yes, thanks for, I mean, it's already really to the point, because these last days I had the great privilege to be with Maike. And all the other beautiful beings.
Yeah.
And what I experienced was that something was identifying with a thread of, if you want to give it like how the system is used to identify it with what is perceived as ignorance or arrogance. And it as something like was really tending to take it personally, to let it become my thing.
beautiful to see that it's not personal. It's just old information. It has nothing to do with us.
Phew.
Old unconscious patterns, old conscious information playing. And that's the beauty now. It's just being available for that to be itself.
Mm. Yeah, and it immediately causes like a retraction from being here. Sorry, but whenever the chat comes up, I have the whole picture.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, but ah.
Just feeling the aliveness of every cell in the body. So much energy.
It is. And yeah, and this is, yeah, and it feels like something is like naughty because of the disturbance of it. And yeah, and somehow there was a reactivity going on. But yeah, now I'm just I get it. The system gets it. Woohoo. No, I'm not going yet. I stay. Hmm.
Whatever this is, if everything is appearing in us here.
Yeah, it came with this, can't I trust my perception? Yeah, but this is also just an old pathway, like it felt so safe to trust the perception, and it's not even about perception and the
Exactly.
senses.
Exactly. It's like somehow, you know, if I have to describe, it's like some other interest in the content of awareness gets uninteresting.
Yes.
It's just like it's like okay, there's these little movements or whatever, but wow, there's so much just to rest here and be this. That's always here.
Yeah, and probably it's also to just acknowledge that for my body here, for this body here, it would be helpful to just leave situations where it to just leave, to just turn around and chook.
Yeah. You know, that, I mean, but then again, that's not how we've been socially conditioned.
Exactly.
You know, it's like something's starting to recognize that it's free. It doesn't have to stay anywhere that's not right for it. It's free to move. It doesn't, you know, it's just like doesn't owe anybody anything. Doesn't have to explain itself, doesn't have to have a reason.
I love to hear that. I so love it. Or it's like this authenticity and aliveness you just spoke about is immediately here.
Yeah.
And yeah, such strong resonance and yeah. Yeah. Thank you, sweetest heart, and everybody. Mwah.
Few more people on, so I'll just repeat it. Alexandra, you can be next. This Tuesday there will not be a meeting, so the next meeting is Friday night. And I'm with you, Alexandra.
Hi, Isaac. Hi, everyone. Yeah, I just feel since yesterday a lot of activation in my body. It's just like really immense fears coming up. It's really hard to stay out of the identification. It's this pattern who's like constantly saying like it's not
Okay.
safe in this moment. So there's
So
this
just,
yeah.
okay, so something's coming up on, to be seen.
Yeah,
And a question that I find helpful, and maybe it's useful to you, is if it is up to you, would the nervous system be activated?
absolutely not.
Absolutely not. So you can see something's going on that you're not doing.
Yeah,
So that means already just that seeing cuts the identification because it's just happening by itself. You're not doing it. It doesn't mean anything about you. It's coming up uncomfortable for sure.
yeah, it's like going through my whole body, my back.
Yeah.
It's I get what you're saying. It's just so exhausting.
Yeah. So the exhaustion actually has to do with resistance, not wanting it. Because
Yeah, true.
the moment we don't want something, it makes it stronger. So, and when we get into that kind of looping, then of course we get exhausted because it just gets worse, and instead of everything just makes it worse, basically.
I
So
just feel like there's this fear of allowing it.
Okay, so you notice that. It's here already, so it's not even a question of allowing it or not allowing it, it's here. Whatever it is, it's here. You don't have to allow it. It's already here, and it's not killing you. And you can see that the automatic unconscious resisting is exhausting.
Is it what? Sorry.
It's exhausting.
It is. It is.
Yeah, so let's just start with the resistance. And just honoring the resistance. Somehow the resistance happened. It's trying to help you. But now you're just discerning, does that resistance actually help, or does it get in the way, make it worse?
No,
In your own
absolutely.
experience.
Yeah, it makes it worse.
Okay, so you're not fighting with the resistance, you're honoring it. Thank you for trying to help. But when I look, I can see it doesn't help. So you can see, I could just see if the resistance then, okay, it's not necessary, basically. So you're not trying to jump over the resistance to feel it or anything. You're just noticing the resistance doesn't help, and then seeing if something in the resisting gets a little calmer, gets a little easier. So you don't have an intention, there's no agenda to feel it because you're not trying to get anywhere, you're just noticing. There was an automatic unconscious resistance that was playing, and it's not necessary, it makes it worse. Just that noticing.
Yeah, I can look at it.
Yeah, far out. Has the resistance calmed down a little bit, or has it gotten more intense? Or
Yeah, it's coming down. It's turning more into sadness.
okay, cool. And you're not dying, yeah?
No.
When the resistance, yeah. So you can see it was correct, you saw correctly, doesn't help. And it's okay. So you just, and just noticing, not trying to get anywhere, not trying to change anything. Just, here's this moment. This is it. This is what we have. Awareness is here, untouched actually by anything that comes on the screen. An analogy that makes sense to my brain. If you go to the store and you buy a brand new TV and you bring it home and you turn it on and it's a program you don't like. So you take it back to the store, you say, I don't want this TV. Why? I didn't like the program. What will they tell you? Change the channel. Yeah, it's not. So there's many channels, there's hundreds, right?
Yeah.
The channel, what's on isn't the TV. It's just where it's focused. That's the same thing with us. Our attention is focused on something. Then we see that movie. You're not broken. The TV is not broken. The focus is being fixated on something, and yeah. And usually there's this idea of, okay, I have to pay attention to this because it's uncomfortable or whatever, but I don't know if it's true. Why do we have to pay attention to that? It's nonsense anyway.
I can see that whenever I try to, approach that, like what you just said, I'm not quite sure if I'm then doing it right or not.
Not whenever is some other time than now. So in this month, just talk about it right here.
Yeah.
Right here, right now. Here we are. So, can we meet beautifully in this moment?
Yeah, right now we can.
Cool. Okay. We don't have to wait till later. Just now. You just feel a whole different set of chemicals come in the body.
Yeah, I can feel it's much calmer.
So quick, eh? So, I mean, it's always amazing to me. It's just a little shift of focus. And difference between samsara and nirvana.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. And it seems so real inside.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Isaac.
So welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Come on. Hey. Yes, Jim. Yeah, Trin.
Hi, Isaac.
Ah, yeah, Trin.
Just wanted to say hello.
Hello.
Yeah. Always so beautiful. I'm kind of looking forward to see you in Germany.
Jonathan, yeah.
And it's of course it's a funny thing that the mind goes into pictures, produces pictures of the last times. Of course, it will be different. It's attention is so funny. I mean,
It's so funny. It's just like, our culture never taught us about attention or the value of keeping it steadily just on awareness. So, and the way it's gone now with YouTubes and all this, our attention is trained to dopamine, just getting dopamine by watching. So it's like the culture in our kids today,
oh wow.
it's really messed them up. But also adults, you see everybody just scrolling, and me too, I guess. It's
Me too. Yeah, and at the same time, yeah, it's I mean, it's a miracle how what appears and what doesn't, and
yeah, just to be aware. That sense of resting as totality.
yeah, it feels like less and less important in a way. I mean, it's just
Everything is just
things happen, but okay. Um, and at the same time enjoying what's happening in this play.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's yeah, so beautiful to have this invitation again and again, and just as a reminder. I mean, thank you.
No, thanks, Katrin. Gosh.
I suck. I just love to rest. See, change the focus. Do you feel release something? Because I get this sweating like hell, you know, since days. Yeah. Could it be release? Ah, nobody knows. Yeah. But change focus again. Oh, mm, thank you so much.
Tina, couldn't hear you. There.
Just a short hello and thank you and ah ah.
Beauty.
No, come on.
Heard someone? Oh, somebody.
Hello,
Hmm.
Isaac.
it was such a deep meeting again. So grateful. Yeah, it opened a lot. Yeah, thank you. And to everybody, so great.
Grateful to be here, to have this community to rest with.
Absolutely, yes. Mm.
Just a quick reminder, no meeting Tuesday. Next meeting is Friday. And who hosted tonight? Was it Bus? Thank you. Yeah. Love, peace, beauty,